Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. 5 minutes to financial independence. Snowballing. No, it's not. Snowflaking. Oh, very snow. Okay. If you're not sure what financial independence is, check out this video that I'll link above here that discusses what financial independence is and how we can achieve it. Before we get started, please note these videos do not constitute financial advice. If you're in need of financial advice, please contact a registered financial advisor. Let's get started. So today we're going to discuss the different methods you can use to pay down your debt. It comes down to your comfortability and your affordability, whichever one you decide to choose. Now I'm going to discuss three main methods that are. Number one is the snowball debt repayment. And it's literally when you're starting a snowball, you're starting small and just building and building and building on it. And that's what you're doing with your debt. You're starting with your smallest amount of debt, paying that off, and then moving on to the bigger amounts. Now, why would you go this way? Well, the benefits is that it is an amazing morale builder. If you can pay off this one credit card because it was your smallest and you can close it and be done with it, you get this great feeling of accomplishment. It's like scratching something off the list that you've done. So that is definitely a benefit of it. One of the downsides of snowballing is that you're not really addressing the size of the debt because you are ignoring interest rates. So that high interest rate loans are just going to keep growing and growing at a really high interest rate. One way you can try get around this is to consolidate your debt, either formally or informally. So formally would be to get a consolidated loan, hopefully into that low interest rate loan that you have. And then you can sort of pay off the little ones quickly and then have one big loan left that is at a lower interest rate. Informally, you could do it yourself. So if you have a credit card that's at a 10% interest rate and you had another debt that was at 12% interest rate and you still have some credit left on this credit card, use that money to pay off this loan and you're now moving it all into that credit card at 10% as opposed to at 12%, right? Then the second strategy you can use is the avalanche strategy. Now, if we think about an avalanche, it starts at the peak of a mountain and sort of just starts rumbling down to the bottom, right? So exactly that with your debt. You're going to start at the highest interest rate debt and work your way down to the smallest interest rate debt. Now, obviously the benefits of this is that it works out very well mathematically, which means it works out very well monetarily. You are actually reducing the size of the debt because you're dealing with the high interest rate debt first, right? Which is fantastic. From a morale perspective, it can really be taxing and you could lose motivation because it could take you really, really long to get rid of just that one big chunk of debt, and so you just feel like you're not quite getting anywhere. Something else about the avalanche strategy, you really need to look at your debt and what are the interest rates attached, because if they're around the same, then there's not that much of a benefit you paying off the bigger interest rate debt if you could pay off smaller amounts of debt and get that morale boost because the interest rates are around the same. So it really does depend on what sort of debt you have and what interest rates you have on your debt. The third method that I like to talk about is called snowballing. No, it's not. Snowflaking. With snowballing and avalanching, you are required to use excess money. So maybe I didn't mention this, but whether you're doing snowball or you're doing avalanche, you need to continue making the minimum payments across all your debt. Then you're using extra money to pay down either the highest interest debt, or you're using extra money to pay down your smallest debt and moving on to your biggest debt. Okay, with snowflaking, we say, I don't have extra money. I don't. I'm paying for my debts. I have expenses, all these things. I don't have extra money. So what we say is, that's fine. But once in a while, you get random little windfalls of cash, right? Maybe you do open a little store for a side hustle, or you get a tax refund, or I know somebody owes you money and you forgot about it and they pay you back. If these little things happen, take that money and immediately put it towards your debt. They're small amounts, like a snowflake, but if you pile enough on there, you now have something substantial. But one of the biggest benefits about snowflaking is that you can combine snowflaking with either the Snowball strategy or the Avalanche strategy. I hope this was really useful to you. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Click on the notification bell so you will be notified if I upload a new 5 minutes to financial independence video.